My name is Buster Keaton. I've got a secret. Can you guess what it is?
From Home Permanent. The new Easy Home Permanent that needs no neutralizer. And White Rain, the fabulous new lotion shampoo that leaves your hair sunshine bright, present I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Thank you, and hello out there again. This is Gary Moore, back with our game after 1 week's absence due to the Republican convention. And although we were not on last Thursday night with our game, I understand that I've Got a Secret was being played last Thursday night in General Eisenhower's headquarters, as it turned out. Took the convention until Friday to guess what his secret was. Now, tonight, as usual, we have some people here with some information about their private lives, which they will endeavor to keep secret from our panel of experts. Now, I would like very much to have you meet our panel. First of all, let's meet the popular young MC of his own quiz show, Winner Take All, Mr. Bill Cullen. Then the lovely motion picture and television actress, Miss Jayne Meadows. Then Britain's unofficial ambassador of bewilderment, Mr. Melville Cooper. And the author of the Academy Award-winning novel, Gentleman's Agreement, Mrs. Laura Hobson. This, proudly we say, is our panel. In just a moment, we will let our panel go to work on our first guest with a secret. And now we're ready to play I've Got a Secret. How about it, panel? Are you all set and ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's have our first contestant. Sir, will you please come in? How do you do? How do you do? So nice to see you. Will you tell us, sir, what your name is, please, and where you were from? What is your name?
Jacobson.
Mr. Jacobson, what is your first name, Mr. Jacobson, please?
Edward.
Edward Jacobson, and you're from where?
Kansas City, Missouri.
All right, Kansas City. Now, panel, it's going to be up to you to uncover Mr. Jacobson's secret. Here's how we play the game. Each panelist will get 2 questioning periods of 15 seconds each, but the clock will only time the actual questions. When a panelist's time is up, he will hear this sound, and I will pay our guest $10 and then turn the cross-examination over to the next panelist. Twice around the panel, and the game is over. Now then, Mr. Jacobson, if you will whisper your secret to me, at the same time we will reveal it to the viewers at home. Sir, what is your secret? There should be a joke here, but I'm afraid to look for it. We'll start our questioning now with Mrs. Laura Hobson. Mrs. Hobson, to help you classify this secret, I will tell you that it begins with the word I, and it is something that Mr. Jacobson was.
Mr. Jacobson, were you this for a long time?
Several years.
Several years. Recently?
No.
Would I be interested in finding about your age when you were this? Would that help me guess the secret?
I think it possibly might.
Was it when you were of school age? In your early youth?
No.
No. Did it have anything to do with business?
Yes.
Your time is up, Mrs. Hobson. You've established that it had to do with business. $10 goes to Mr. Jacobson. 70 to go. Mr. Bill Cullen.
Mr. Jacobson, this thing that you were, were you this in relation to another person?
Yes.
Were you happy about that?
Very.
Were they happy about it?
Yes.
In other words, you didn't damage each other in any way or any injury. Were you this just once, Mr. Jacobson?
Yes.
Mr. Cullen, may I interrupt you? When you say just once, you don't mean one specific quick time. This only was once, but it was over a period of time.
Oh, I see. But it was just happened. He was this for just one time, in other words, one period of time. If it were possible, would you like to be this again, Mr. Jacobson?
Yes.
Good. I guess it couldn't.
Time is up. $20 to Mr. Jacobson, $60 to go, Miss Meadows.
Mr. Jacobson, would it help me to know anything about the person that you were this with?
Yes.
Was this person by any chance a relative?
No.
Was it a famous person?
Yes.
Was it a man?
Yes.
Is this person famous in politics?
Yes.
Famous today in politics?
Yes.
Is he by any chance from Missouri?
Yes.
Would it be the president?
Yes.
Well, now, wait a minute. We want to get part of the secret. It has to do with the president. $30 down and 50 to go, Mr. Melville Cooper.
Ah, now I know, yeah. This is something you did before Mr. Truman was president.
Yes.
Were you connected in some business way with him?
Yes.
In Missouri?
Yes.
In the haberdashery department?
Yes.
And it's the same way. Stay right there. I want to tell you that Mr. Jacobson is the Mr. Jacobson of the firm of Truman and Jacobson, haberdashers in the town of Kansas City from 1919 through about 1922. We're $30 is all we can possibly give you, sir. The panel knocked it off rather quickly, but thank you very much for the makers of Prom Home Permanent from being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Now, may we have our next contestant, please? Sir, would you come in and join us? Would you tell us your name, sir, and where you're from?
My name is Tom Hanrahan,
Tom Hanrahan, and you're from where?
Stanford, Connecticut.
Stanford. All right, now, you have a secret for our panel to uncover, right?
That's right.
Panel, you remember how we play the game? Mr. Hanrahan, please remind me of your secret. At the same time, we will let the folks at home know what it is. I want to hear more about this myself. You look remarkably well in spite of it, I might say. All right, now, to help pacify Mr. Hanrahan's delightful secret, I will tell you that it begins with the word I, and it is about a place where he spent some time. All right, we're set to go. Let's start off the cross-examination with Bill... Oh, I wish I'd been there. Let's start off the cross-examination with Mr. Bill Cullen.
Well, if Gary wishes he'd been there, this place where you went, were there already other people there when you got there?
That's right.
Were you being kept there as some sort of a punishment, or, I mean...
No.
In other words, you would have logically made no attempt to escape or anything
That's
like that.
right.
Did your physical appearance directly or indirectly change as a result of your having been there? In other words, it's not the kind of a place where you go for your health, like a spa or something like that. Would it help me to know why you went there?
I'd like to know why he went there myself. $10 down and $70 to go, Miss Meadows. I would not say it was important why he went there, although it's part of the general story. However, it is not part of the specific secret, Miss Meadows.
Mr. Hanrahan, would it help me to know if you went there with anybody else? Did you go alone?
I went alone.
Oh, you went alone. Was it a romantic place you went to?
Yes, very.
It was? Would it be something like Niagara Falls?
No.
Well, would it be in the honeymoon spot category?
No, I don't imagine there was a honeymoon spot, no.
But it was a pleasant place.
Yes, very.
Was it in this country? Was it in America?
No, it wasn't.
Was it in Europe?
No.
It was not in Europe. There is $20 down, 60 to go, Mr. Cooper.
Tell me, when you got there, were some other people were there before you?
Yes, that's
You went alone by any chance?
No, I wasn't alone.
No. It wouldn't be in Japan, would it?
No, it wasn't.
No. Or Korea?
No.
No, nothing like that. Well, then there we know, of course, easy now, isn't it? Oh, I know what I want to ask you.
I don't recall a word you said, but I laughed at everything. $30 down and 50 to go, Mrs. Hodgson.
She knows I've told her.
Well, I wish I'd listened a little bit better. Would it help me to know whether there were any famous people there when you got there?
No, I don't think.
You didn't go to see anybody famous.
No.
It wasn't in Europe. It wasn't in the United States. Was it in? Was it on the sea somewhere? You know, like in the Pacific?
Well, do you mean specifically in the sea or upon the surface of the sea?
No, I mean at the sea, by the beautiful sea.
Yes.
It was a seaside resort.
It couldn't be called a seaside resort. It is a seaside municipality. $40 down, $40 to go. This is the panel's last time around. Mr. Cullen?
We found out he didn't go to see anybody. I want to know, did you go to see anything?
Mr. Cullen. We said that he didn't go to see anybody who was famous. We didn't say that he didn't go see anybody.
Well, then what did he do about anything?
I suppose he went to see something. Sure.
In other words, could this that he saw possibly have been hung around the walls? I'm on the wrong track again.
You're not on the wrong track. You got the whole wrong railroad, boy.
One more thing. Could they possibly have been what he's seen? Now I'm doing it. Thank you, Mel. Thank you. Could what you have gone to see there? Thank the Lord. All right. I'll get that question. That's it.
$50 down and $30 to go. Miss Meadows?
Mr. Hanahan, this was actually water, was it, that you went to this place?
No, it wasn't actually water.
But you were by water.
Yes,
Would it be in the continent of Africa?
that's right.
It would be Africa. But where in Africa? What would you go to see in Africa?
Wait till you find out. $60 down and only $20 to go. The panel is in dire shape. Mr. Cooper?
When I was rudely interrupted last time, I was about to ask you, would it interest me to know what age you were when you went to this mysterious place by the seaside? It's not by the seaside, it's North Africa.
I don't think so, no.
It wouldn't. The age doesn't matter.
No.
Nothing matters.
You weren't connected with any crowd of people.
This buzzer has the in for you tonight. $70 down and $10 to go. I think your question was it connected with any crime? The answer is no.
Crime? I thought
Crime.
you said crowd of people.
I was about to say that. I was rudely
Oh,
interrupted.
crowd? Well, now I'll have to take back. I suppose that we would say that there was a crowd there. Yes, there was a crowd. Mrs. Hobson, you are the last-ditch stand.
Well, I'm going to try something absolutely different. Were you involved in the making of any movie when you went to Africa?
No, I wasn't.
Oh, dear, that stops me cold. Did you go for sports of any kind? Like shooting, I mean.
Like shooting?
Yes.
No, nothing like
In Africa, that's a shoot.
And the panel
no.
goes down in utter defeat. $80 goes to you, Mr. Hanrahan. Would you tell the panel what your secret is?
I spent the night in a sheik's harem.
What?
Oh, no.
If you want to withdraw any of your questions, it's too late. Mr. Hanrahan met a sheik at a recreation spot in French Morocco. The sheik then invited him back to spend the 24 hours at his home, and he did, and looks just splendid. There's $80 for you, sir, for making the prom home perfect.
Very kind people.
Chic, huh? I guess having 500 wives would be all right. But can you imagine walking into your bathroom and finding 500 pairs of stockings hanging from the shower curtain? Now, my friends, it's time for us to meet tonight's special guest. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the truly great comedians of our time, a man I've admired very, very much for a long time, Mr. Buster Keaton. By golly, Buster, it's great to see you again. I know you and I are going to have a lot of laughs together tonight. Well, I'll have a few laughs anyhow. All right, panel, let's see how quickly we can expose Mr. Keaton's secret. We'll pay the play the same as before, except, of course, that the money in this case will go to Mr. Keaton's favorite charity. Now, Buster, will you whisper to me your secret, please? Meanwhile, I will let the folks at home know exactly what it is. I hope Luella Parsons is listening in tonight. To help classify this secret for you, panel, I will tell you it begins with the word I, and it is something that Mr. Keaton once did. All right, let's start off the questioning with Mr. Melville Cooper.
Tell me, Mr. Keaton, otherwise Buster, did you like what you did?
Oh, yeah.
You did. Did this, what you did you use any physical action? Did it imply any physical use of the action of the physical parts of the physical parts?
If I understand the 12 questions, the answer is yes, Mr. Cooper.
And tell me, was it physical? Was it violent?
Oh, I think it would have to be classified as somewhat violent. It wasn't
Violent?
a quiet action.
Yes.
Violent? Couldn't be anything to do with war, could it?
Oh, it wasn't a war, no.
Not war. Did it need any courage to do?
Your time is up, Mr. Cooper. We've only established that Mr. Keaton is courageous. $10 down and $70 to go, Mrs. Hobson.
Mr. Keaton.
Hold on to it. There's probably more coming.
Mr. Keaton, were you outdoors when you did this?
What?
Outdoors.
Outdoors? Was it outside?
No.
No. Was it inside something?
Yes.
Inside a building? You look
Yes.
awfully confused.
Yes.
It was inside a house.
Yes.
Did it have anything to do with the making of a movie?
Yes.
Oh. Oh. Were other people involved with you in this secret? Or
we can't say other people.
Another person?
Yes.
One other person. Was it somebody of the opposite sex?
Yes.
Did she like what you did?
We got a buzzer, but we have to answer it.
We do?
Yes.
No.
$20 down, $60 to go, Mr. Cullen.
What you did to this person of the opposite sex, could it have hurt them in some way?
Oh, no.
Could it have embarrassed them?
Yes.
You did it in the making of a picture?
Yes.
Did it have anything to do with a bathing suit?
He says
No.
no, certainly not specifically stated in the
Did it
secret.
have anything to do with a pie?
With a what?
Yes.
Pie?
Pie, yes.
Did you hit the person of the opposite sex we're talking about in the face with a pie?
Yes.
Your time is up.
I'll get
There's
it.
$30 down, $50 to go, Miss Meadows.
Mr. Keaton, would I be interested in the name of the person? Is that in your secret?
Yes.
Whom you hit in the face with a pie? It was a woman. Was she a blonde?
No.
She's a famous star.
I'm afraid we're going to have to say no to that
No?
question.
No.
But I want her name in the secret.
Yes.
Yes.
Would I know her?
Yes.
I would know the name? She's not a star today?
No.
Was she ever a star?
No.
Was she related to you?
Was she related to Mr. Keaton? No.
No.
There's another $10. That goes, makes us $40 down and $40 to go. Mr. Melville Cooper is starting the last round for the panel.
There's another 10 going quickly, Buster. Not a star, or was she a starlet, as we say these days?
A starlet, I suppose she was at the time.
In other words, a little star, or a coming star, or would-be
No.
star, hope to be
No.
a star. No. It's just an extra girl, huh?
Well, a little better than
A
that.
little better than that. Oh, no.
Oh, time is up, Mr. Cooper. There is $50 and $30 to go. Mrs. Hobson.
Mr. Keaton, were you related to this woman?
No.
Was she in the movie with you?
Yes.
Was she related to anybody important about the making of the movie?
No.
You didn't throw a pie at the producer's wife or anything?
No.
Would we...
Panel, lest I had led you off somewhere. I think it only fair. The question was asked, was she a famous star? I said, no, she was not a famous star.
But she was famous.
The time is up. There is $60 down, $20 to go. Mr. Cullen. Miss Meadows looks like she knows something.
Was
All
the
right.
person you hit with his pie famous in another field other than movies?
Yes.
Is she famous now in another field?
Yes.
Is it in the arts?
Arts, meaning including the 7 lively arts, painting, dancing, singing, writing. So
Yeah, I want to get this real fast. Is she a writer?
Yes.
Is it is it possibly Luella Parsons, who was mentioned at the beginning?
No. No.
Your time is up, Mr. Cullen. There is $70 down and only 10 to go. Miss Meadows seems
But
to...
she is a writer.
Yes.
Is she a gossip columnist?
Yes.
Is it Hedda Hopper?
That is precisely it. You got that. Yeah, keep going. That was when Hedda was an extra or a featured player early in Mr. Keaton's picture career. Now, will our next contestant come out here, please? Hey, look. Will you tell us what your name is, please?
Dorothy Warren.
Dorothy Warren. And panel, just in case you recognize this young lady, and I'm sure you do, I'll tell you now that her identity is not her secret. Where do you live, Miss Warren?
Sacramento, California.
In the governor's mansion in Sacramento. She is, of course, the daughter of Governor Earl Warren. Now, we want to get her secret in. We'll have to hurry, panel. You do have a secret for our panel to find out. Will you whisper it to me, please? We'll reveal it to the audience at home. Now, let's hurry. To help you... We want to get this in now. To help you classify this secret, I will tell you it starts with the word my, and it takes place in the present. We'll start off the questioning with Miss Meadows, please.
It starts with a my.
My, and it is in the present.
Does it have to do with a human being?
Yes.
Does this human being happen to be related to you?
Yes.
Does it happen to be your famous father?
Yes.
Now, let's see. What can I ask you about your famous father?
That's anything.
I can ask you, is this secret, does it have something to do with his business, with his political life?
No.
Does it have something to do with his youth?
No.
Time is up for Miss Meadows. $10 for Miss Warren, and 70 more to go. Mr. Melville Cooper.
Now, Miss Warren, the secret you have that concerns your father, was it when you were much younger than you are now?
This is in the present, Mr.
In the present? Oh, in the present. Is it something your father does?
No, can't say does.
Doesn't.
I'm sorry, our time is up. We are going to have to tell you what Miss Warren's secret is. Of course, you get the remainder so that you get a full $80. But now, Miss Warren, will you tell the panel what your secret is?
My father's in the audience.
Oh, no!
Come on up here, children. Certainly tell them, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for coming. And Dorothy, they were both most anxious that I tell you that the $80 that Dorothy won, she will, of course, not accept for herself. It will go to the polio fund. What a delightful young lady, huh? Well, folks, that's all the time we have for our guests and their secrets tonight. In just a moment, I will tell you about the famous celebrity who is going to be third-degreed here next week. Now, next week at this same time, the panel will be asked to discover the secret that is being held by the famous baseball home run king, Ralph Kiner. And there will be other interesting people here, too, to challenge our experts with their secrets. Meanwhile, may I say goodnight to our delightful panel. First of all, Mrs. Lara Hobson, Mr. Melville Cooper, Miss Jayne Meadows, and Mr. Bill Cullen. And so until next week at this time, then, this will be Gary Moore saying bye-bye for all of us. Be very kind to each other, will you? And goodbye out there.
I've Got a Secret was brought to you by Tom Home Permanent and White Rain Lotion Shampoo.
My name is Buster Keaton. I've got a secret. Can you guess what it is?
From Home Permanent. The new Easy Home Permanent that needs no neutralizer, and White Rain, the fabulous new lotion shampoo that leaves your hair sunshine bright, present I've Got a Secret, starring Gary Moore.
Thank you, and hello out there again. This is Gary Moore, back with our game after 1 week's absence due to the Republican convention. And although we were not on last Thursday night with our game, I understand that I've Got a Secret was being played last Thursday night in General Eisenhower's headquarters, as it turned out. Took the convention until Friday to guess what his secret was. Now, tonight, as usual, we have some people here with some information about their private lives, which they will endeavor to keep secret from our panel of experts. Now, I would like very much to have you meet our panel. First of all, let's meet the popular young MC of his own quiz show, Winner Take All, Mr. Bill Cullen. Then the lovely motion picture and television actress, Miss Jayne Meadows. then Britain's unofficial ambassador of bewilderment, Mr. Melville Cooper, and the author of the Academy Award-winning novel Gentleman's Agreement, Mrs. Laura Hobson. This, proudly we say, is our panel. Now then, in just a moment, we will let our panel go to work on our first guest with a secret. And now we're ready to play I've Got a Secret. How about it, panel? Are you all set and raring to go?
Yeah.
All right, let's have our first contestant. Sir, will you please come in? How do you do? How do you do? So nice to see you. Will you tell us, sir, what your name is, please, and where you are from? What is your name?
Jacobson?
Mr. Jacobson, what is your first name, Mr. Jacobson, please?
Edward.
Edward Jacobson, and you're from where?
Kansas City, Missouri.
All right, Kansas City. Now, panel, it's going to be up to you to uncover Mr. Jacobson's secret. Here's how we play the game. Each panelist will get 2